pick from it what they can.
Yeah.
I have various attempts through the planning board of things that other townships are doing, but I've been reluctant to bring them to you because you're trying to put together what you know,
Right.
what you've already got.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit on your table right now.
Well, and as we're putting this to bed, I don't want to lose focus on that, but I also feel that we can start gearing up, or at least doing preliminary,
Good idea.
you know, reaching out, so that once this is over, we're not like,
You can hit the door, hit the
exactly,
thing running, yeah, right.
just kind of sitting here looking at each other. So, because we're kind of in limbo as this goes through the motions.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement that we need to get this behind us and move on, and we can revisit it down the road if we need to. But as we start gearing up, we can hit the ground running and, you know, start conjuring ideas. Because one of it would this be a good place for another section within our,
What's that?
for the IHOP or the special
Yeah.
case? Could we add a whole new section covering it? Like we have the ag section, we have,
Well, we have a hop issue in there already. We have
Yeah.
it in there. Yeah, it's in there.
But you guys can look it over and say, you know what, we think it's not working like we thought it should. We
Yeah.
can modify it this way,
Right.
modify it that way, you know.
yeah,
Yeah. And that's one of the things you gotta remind yourself when you're getting ready to put something out there. It's not cast in stone, you know. If it's not exactly like it should be, then the barge will jag you after a while, and you say, well, this is cumbersome, let's change it.
yep.
Did Klingenmeyer have to get a permit or anything for his sign?
Oh, the one on that new house, that's a temporary thing.
That's all just for his historical home?
Yeah, that's just for the season.
That's what I was wondering if that was for. Have you been to that? I just wondered how neat it'll be.
It's not actually Chris has the things in there. It's one of his friends.
Oh, it's not his?
No,
Oh, I thought it was all his
No.
artifact
no,
stuff.
he's finishing up his little house and back there, so
Yeah, it's never ending.
it's never ending.
Right. Okay, that's all I have. Does anybody else have anything? Nope. Becky, Jim, anything?
So you guys wrap this up, and I'll be reading some things to you. Some of the townships have been working feverishly on storage containers.
I was gonna say Fowler, I've talked to Fowler, they're
Yeah.
having big issues with the
Yeah,
storage
right.
containers.
And West Farmington has made some pretty drastic changes through their zoning code. I can share with you what those are. Some of the townships are dealing with solar power, and it's complicated enough that the state has jumped into the act now. They're saying, look, I think we need to put some restrictions on them too. Where can you have a huge array? You know, you've got 50 acres and you're trying to sell power back to the power company. How should that be, you know?
What about the ones who are leasing it?
Pardon?
There's a couple, I see a couple farm journals. There's a couple power companies out there who wants to lease property off farmers to put them in.
Yeah.
That's happening.
You know, if there's one thing about somebody that wants to have one on their own home, you know, probably just don't want that out in the front yard. I don't know if it's quite that simple, but now the huge arrays, you probably would want to be sure that they weren't ugly as you're driving by your beautiful rural community. You look over the side, what in the world is that shiny darn thing, you know? So there's probably some things that you can do there, and I do know that there's some rather recent Ohio revised code deals with it.
Now, the state will supersede us, correct?
Yeah, you have to live within the realm of
State.
Ohio revised code, yes.
Yes.
So even if we have text in our book, and they don't have anything yet, and they put theirs in and say 2023 or end of 2023, it supersedes us. Then it's still.
I don't have a law shingle, but I would think, yeah. I would think that if they pass some restrictions that conflict now with what we've got, we probably ought to get ours back in line.
And then yeah.
That'd be my guess, you know.
We can't say they're allowed to have something that the state says they can't.
I think that's probably
We can
pretty
go,
true, yeah.
we can go tighter,
Yeah, you can go, you're right. You
But
can
we
tighten it up,
can't-
but you can't relax it. That's
Yeah.
probably true.
Now, since you're talking to Farmington, what's Farmington do about the Amish with theirs?
Farmington has a cultural clash that they're trying to deal with.
I understand, I got some friends up, some Amish buddies up there.
Yeah.
And most of them do have solar on their farms. And I was curious what they're saying about the Amish with their solar collectors and stuff.
I would think that it would be a likeness to almost a gas well.
Don't talk like that.
In all honesty,
Don't,
you're
don't,
producing a
don't,
utility that you're
don't.
selling
Don't even
back.
pick that stuff.
Don't even talk about a gas well.
I see that
Do
being.
you get the farm and dairy?
Yeah,
I'll let you know when the article's gonna be printed.
but I see that being an argument made is we would have the same rights governing solar as we do gas wells,
We have no rights over
If-
gas wells.
and that's what I'm worried about
Jeez.
because they are leasing ground to sell a utility.
You're saying on a array farm, on a corporate level.
Yes,
Oh.
if they want to
Okay,
come
okay.
in.
I thought you meant individual
So did I.
residents.
No.
That's
No, if they want to come in and lease ground to, it would be like when BP came through and leased all of our land
For fracking.
fracking.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that way.
And I suspect that's what brought the Ohio Revised Code up to some recent changes. That's
Yeah.
what you're talking about now.
I love saying something and getting you all worked up.
That's because your wife don't allow you.
And Dave, so there's an article coming out soon in the Farm and Dairy about our local gas.
Well, I just seen where the company that just I don't know what you call it, homed out Terry's Well. They just moved from there. I just saw them. They're setting up a new place on what's that?
Swab.
Is what it's called.
Yes.
I just seen where they were just moved their location. They're going to someplace. Where the heck was I at? They're doing another well here in Hartford.
Vortex is doing,
Who is it? Do you know who it is?
No.
it's probably Vortex.
You think it is?
Yeah, Vortex is doing just all of theirs.
What, swabbing all the wells?
Swab and wells.
Some time ago, I did have a feeler out for a large photo array up here on 305 with huge power lines crossed.
The Woofter place, correct.
And
Yeah.
that's one of the things they need. They need a lot of open land close to where they can hook into the power lines,
Right.
you know. Otherwise, they'd have to run lines out miles away to hook on.
Don't have to worry about that for a while. No, they won't go in there yet.
Well, you know the lady owns the property. That's why you're saying that.
No, she has nothing to do with it. That's what she's all ticked off about, her and I.
Ah.
And that one too.
Uh-huh.
There's a gas well leak there,
Okay, gotcha.
and they will not touch anything with a gas well leak.
Huh, didn't know that.
Who? Oh, you mean you're talking about the solar people?
Right.
Ah.
Jim's gonna start going around knocking, making leaks.
So for them to be swabbing those wells, then those wells have to be producing then.
Right, those wells are producing.
Okay. Because
Something's coming up. I have no idea what, but something's coming up.
my sister's friend, he receives about $900 a month royalties on his gas well.
Consider himself lucky.
That's high.
Yes.
About $900 a month.
When I'm doing tax with people, it's real common for me, $60, $82.
Yeah, that's what I was shocked, and he's like,
Yeah.
it hasn't stopped. He said it's getting like $900 a month.